Boozy CBD street violence is on the rise. Street buskers are clearly below a VCA graduate standard, and sometimes I can't get home because the trams have stopped running. God, Melbourne sucks. My guest tonight is a man that I assume I can hold accountable for all of those things. The Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Robert Doyle, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining us on the program tonight.
Hello, Paul. And for a start, Melbourne does not suck.
No, I know.
This is the greatest city in the state of the greatest country in the world.
Right, I thought, yeah, good. No, I agree. Look, and I think Melbourne is great. I also think Sydney sucks. Can we slag off other cities?
Oh, look, endlessly, but we've only got 7 minutes, so let's focus on Melbourne.
All right, but okay, that's fine. So, I mean, obviously, you're just coming up to 12 months as the Lord Mayor of Melbourne. What do you think about the city that you inherited, and what are you trying to do with it?
Well, it's a wonderful city, and we have lots of great things going on. And I'm excited by the events that we have, the life in our streets. This week we've launched the Fringe Festival. A lot of your viewers will be going along to that. It's just part of that vibrant life of Melbourne. But we've got to protect that. You know, you can't just take it for granted. You can't just cruise. So I work pretty hard to try to make sure we get great events into Melbourne. As many as possible are free. We have access for people. We make sure that people have events that interest them.
Yep.
And that's what I do every day, so it's not a bad job.
Now, a big thing I like about Melbourne is the fashion. And I got to say, I'm a bit disappointed you're not wearing the mayoral robes today. Do they not come out every day?
Look, I thought about frocking up for you, but then it's an image thing, Paul. You know how that goes. I mean,
you don't like the threads so much?
Well, I tell you when I do like them. I wear them when we do citizenship ceremonies, and I actually get cramp in my face from smiling for the photos, and I don't get to wear it, but we've got $1 million worth of bling that I can wrap around the neck. Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
And I love that you're down with the gangster speak. It's the bling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have watched too many 1970s cop shows or something. I'm terribly sorry about that. I'll stick to mayor speak for you.
All right. No, well, that's the thing. I mean, relating to young people, gangster speak is one way. But, you know, you've launched the Your City, Your Space website this week, which is all about engaging with young people. What's your main focus there?
Look, if your viewers go to yourcityspace.com.au, they'll find all sorts of issues about safety in the city and issues that concern them. And what we want them to do is to put it into priority order for us, to give us some comments about what they think is important. And then on December the 7th, we'll take it down. We'll have a look at what you've said. And it's only people up to 25 who we're interested in hearing from. And I'm going to fund at least one of those top 5 priorities. I hope more, but what I'm looking for is some more innovative, creative, younger sort of focus and perspective ideas. To be honest, that's an area we haven't really tapped into.
Yeah, so I want stuff like free icy poles on hot days.
I'll leave that to the train companies. I don't think it went down all that well. But no, things like what's really important to them. So what do they want us to fix? If it is public transport, let me know that. Because then I can say, okay, maybe I need to go into bat with the new tram operators to get them running trams after 1 a.m. at night.
Are you willing to kick some heads?
Gently smack them.
Yeah, just gently smack them.
Gently, yeah.
So, gently does it. I mean, over the last 12 months, I mean, you've been in the headlines a lot. You've come out with a lot of new policy ideas. I mean, you're obviously the Lord Mayor, and then you've got the council, which kind of you need backing from.
Sure.
You've got a lot of new ideas, stuff like, as you're mentioning, 24-hour trams and stuff like that. How important do you think your role is coming out with these new ideas that you just then throw into the society to kind of let percolate?
That's a great question. I wanted, first of all, to put the city back into public debate, to be part of the public policy conversation about the important issues for people who live and work and study in the city. And I think we've done that over a year. You're quite right. Part of my job is to throw those ideas out there. And some of them can be not entirely practical, but put them out there, test them, see what people think. But then the second part is actually making it happen. You can't just keep on throwing out ideas. So I've got 5 or 6 things where I'm really focused on what can I actually do to make a difference? Not just talk about it, but do. And so you'll see some taxi ranks before the end of the year that are like super ranks with police presence, where you can get a cup of coffee, where you can go to the toilet.
Poles?
No free icy poles, although I'll consider it. You've got a fixation, haven't you, really?
A little bit.
I just see a bit of a theme coming in
And
here.
I guess with all these ideas you've come out, I think you'd probably be the first to admit, a lot of them have copped a fair bit of flack.
Really?
Well, I mean, stuff like, I personally like the stuff like, bringing cars back down Swanston Street.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You throw that in, and a lot of people are just like, dude, it's for trams, it's just going to congest. Like, how do you feel about do you think that that's going to damage your reputation if you're just throwing ideas that people are going, dude, that's not even a good idea?
Two things. That was my preference because, cars actually predated trams on Swanston Street.
Yeah, but you can't just go back just because that's what we used to have, surely.
I think you'll notice the car is fairly prevalent in Melbourne, and so far they coexist. If you said to somebody who was a visitor to Melbourne, what do you think about this street? Is this closed to traffic or not? They'd laugh at you. You go out into Swanston Street now and there'll be cars driving up and down and vans and trucks.
Can't we just fine them and stop them from getting free icy poles?
Well, yeah, that free icy pole one is a really big one for them, I know. And it's certainly top of mind for me. But I actually went out and talked to people. And I said to them, OK, what do you want for your street? 5,500 people wrote to us, sent us emails about what they wanted. Another 2,000 joined us online to talk about what they wanted. And in the end, half of them said, no cars. Now, you can either be pig-headed and say, I'm sorry, I'm going to ignore all of those people, or you can say, listen, it's not about Rob Doyle's answer, it's about what's the best answer for Swanston Street. They said, no cars.
I like that. Look, we don't have much time left, but I feel like, you're often in the headlines, and obviously this is a news show, so we're trying to get some publicity. Would you at this point like to say something controversial that we can get into the news tonight?
This show has no future.
Wow, that's no good.
No, I'm only kidding. This show has a huge future. I think at the moment the man most worried in Melbourne is probably Eddie Maguire. Yep. Because he sees his natural replacement sitting before me now.
Right here.
And really Channel 9 will be trembling a little bit because of the production values of a show of this calibre.
Yeah, he should watch out. And just quickly,
He should step down right now. I mean, why prolong the agony?
Well, I know, exactly. He should just leave.
Yeah.
I also have to ask just quickly, recently someone suggested that Peter Costello perhaps wanted to become the Victorian Liberal leader and then become the Victorian Premier. Obviously, Ted Baillieu then straight away called him and checked it out. Have you felt the same sort of risk? Have you had to call Peter Costello to make sure he doesn't want your job?
I have spoken to Peter. He's a good friend, and I can assure you he's not the faintest bit interested.
And you take offence to that?
Not one little bit. I think the job's beyond him, really. And like Clint Eastwood says, a man's got to know his limitations. And so I was happy to just leave that phone call. I didn't think I needed to make it.
Well, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the program today.
You are more than
welcome. I hope
welcome.
that you can get in there, kick some heads, and give us some free icy poles in the future.
That will be my #1 public policy promise if I run again.
Thank you so much. Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Robert Doyle.